Hello and welcome to what episode is it? The 5th episode of Yapology 101 with Professor MOMOPILL. And today we actually have a very special guest. And not only is this guest very special, but my very first guest. So, everybody, give it up for t3chn0k1tty, a very talented producer and DJ and awesome person.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet y'all. This is my first podcast as well. So, well, this isn't your first podcast, but you said it's the first time having a guest. This is my first.
Yes,
podcast.
it's my first podcast with you, so that makes it the first podcast with you.
True.
But me and t3chn0k1tty actually worked on a song together called Fantasy. And you need to go listen to it right now on t3chn0k1tty's Spotify, Apple Music. Is it anywhere else on the internet?
It's like everywhere. I think it's on literally everything. It should be on Roblox soon too. That's always my favorite when I get to, because sometimes you don't get to put them on Roblox. Like, if you have like a sample that you can't put on there. But I got to put this one on Roblox.
So you just gave me the best information of my life. I didn't know that you could even do that, put your songs on Roblox. And I play Roblox every single day.
Really?
Yes. But mostly just Dress to Impress. I gave up on all the other games.
I love that game too.
It's fun and we should play it sometime together.
We should.
Yes. They never appreciate my outfits because I feel like with Dress to Impress, it's all about whatever's trending in Dress to Impress. It's like, what happened to individuality? Oh my God, a cat. We've got 2 kitties.
I do.
I may be allergic, but...
You are?
Wait, you have... Yeah, unfortunately. I would be willing to get allergy shots once I can afford them, though, because I want a cat. How many cats do you have?
I have 2. I've had her for, she's like 4 or 5 now.
4 or 5? Is that considered old in cat years? Because animal years always confused me.
I don't think so. Like, she's like an adult. My other cat,
a grown woman,
is at least 8. So I think she's older.
Oh, she's about to start playing bingo and gambling.
I love gambling.
So I feel like I would love gambling, but I'm really like when I used to work at racetrack and I used to buy a lotto ticket every single day when I worked at racetrack. Yeah.
Did you ever win?
It became a big problem. No, like the most I won was $4.
Yeah. I never went into casino either. Like, okay, I say it, I do kind of love gambling. I love the casino because you can smoke inside. And
oh, yes.
There's all like the lights and stuff. But I never win nothing. So
I feel like that's the name of the game. Gambling, you know, you're barely ever going to win anything. It's a scam, but it's a fun scam. Not many scams are fun, you know? But do they let you smoke cigarettes or is it just like a hate your vape type of thing? Because
some of them you can actually smoke inside. Some of them are no smoking. So
that's stupid. You should always be able to smoke inside a casino.
For real, that's like the point, right?
Speaking of casinos, have you ever seen the casinos in Japan that have like they'll have like Ray from Evangelion on the casino machine, on like the lotto machine, and they'll have all these anime girl fucking gambling machines.
Know what they're talking about. I don't think I've like seen any of the casinos, but I've seen like the video game like, you know, machines, the slot machines.
I mean, Yeah, I feel like probably in Japan they gamify the slot machines, the slot machines a bit more and make it like 10 times more fun. I mean, isn't gambling so much more common in East Asia anyways? They have to have a
Yes.
method to make it that addictive. Yes. Yeah. It's really bad over there.
I had no idea.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because of
Um,
like
but I think
mhm.
a lot of the games are made there too, right? So that
Yes,
makes sense.
exactly. They're the king of game. At least East Asia is the king of making video games. But I think it might be tied to like you know how because Buddhism is a huge religion in East Asia and it's most parts of Buddhism are based off of luck and things like that. So that kind of intermingles with gambling because they're like they genuinely do believe in luck and that type of thing, which I believe in too. But gambling seems that much more possible to win at when you have like a whole religious belief that's tied to luck.
And then you get addicted to
Ooh,
it and can't stop.
yes, because one strike of luck will make you feel invincible. Yep. But
That's so
you know what's
wise
scary about
words,
that?
for real.
Thank you. You see, I will ask questions. But first, what was I going to say? I was going to say, did you know about loan sharks in like Japan and Korea?
Oh, but wait,
Dude,
did you watch Squid
mhm.
Games?
Yes, yes. I've watched all the seasons because I love shows and games that have like death games in them.
I love all the colors.
It's so colorful. Yeah, but I think they did that to associate it with how colorful gambling is. Like slot
Oh, you
machines,
think
all of it
so?
has so much to do with
That makes
yeah,
sense.
right? Cuz it's all about the dopamine rush and you know, human beings are not that complicated. We see bright colors and we're like, "Ooh, that makes my brain feel nice."
Yeah, me, literally me, all the time.
Which by the way, I absolutely love how colorful your style is and I
Thank
love the decora.
Thank you. I don't know.
Yes.
Y'all can see everything.
Oh, sick. Are those candy bracelets?
um, Not really, because I think the candies are
Mm.
you like you tie it a certain way when you're making them. Or
Oh,
like you
oh my
use
God,
like
I didn't know
artificial
that.
beads, but they're just like colorful bracelets.
I know that that's a big part of rave culture is like candy, and bright colors and all that. But you know what I've noticed recently in like recent DJ sets, especially in the mainstream, it all feels very like there's like a lack of color that I haven't really seen in the past from DJs. Is it just me? Because I feel like your sets are so colorful, but then I'll watch, I don't know, like, you know, those sets you see on YouTube and they're all wearing like beige and brown and
Um,
black. And what is that? Where did that come from?
well, I think a lot of things play into this.
Mm,
So one thing I think is the music, because in like recent years, I think in the clubs they play a lot more of like the acid, and like the like more hard techno styles. And
mm.
it's associated with like grunge and like warehouse vibes.
Mm.
So I definitely feel that that plays a factor in the like visual aspect changing as well, because like the sound is evolving too. Um, but you know, it also has to do, I think, with EDM becoming much more mainstream in recent years and
True.
becoming much more commercialized. And I do think that like the culture has fallen away a lot from the original like purpose. Um, but you know, things continue to evolve, and I think that as time goes on, that the healing aspect and the aspect of the music will um surpass any like trends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And actually, it seems like DJing was a huge trend in 2025. It seemed like everybody and their mother was becoming a DJ.
I kind of think
And
so.
right, right. I wondered where it came from because for a long time, people looked down on EDM. I feel like they were like, I need to be high as fuck to listen to this. I could never go to a rave. One thing that I really don't like is a lot of people over the years have been saying, oh, rave people are cringe or rave people are stinky, I've even heard. And it's just like, where the hell is this coming from? First of all, you're bound to get sweaty at a party. You know what I mean? That's like saying anyone who goes to a party is fucking stinky. Like, yeah, you're going to be a little sweaty if you go to a party. But now that everyone's into it, now it's like the new cool hot thing, and I'm not hearing that as much, which is a good thing. But I just wonder how long it's going to take for it to fall out of the mainstream and for that negativity to come back, which I don't want it to come back, but you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people aren't actually into it. And it's just like what's hot this year.
There is definitely a big like I guess it's like the blending of the EDM rave culture and the party scene. Like a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
who like parties started to go to them, but it's because it become more commercialized. Like corporations have started to host them, right? And
Right.
so they get a lot more publicity at the events, and so more it becomes more popular that way.
I
Um,
think it's oh yeah, no, go ahead. My bad.
no, I don't even think I was gonna say anything.
It's okay. I have like slight of a delay in these AirPods, so I'm like, fuck, I'm not trying to cut you off in the middle of your sentence. But I was just thinking while you were saying that, I find it interesting how a lot of people won't veer off into trying things unless they, gain a lot of commercial popularity, a lot of corporate popularity. A lot of people say, I'm not corporate, fuck corporations, I'm different. But then they will only participate in these different scenes when they gain commercial popularity. Like if you can hear it in an H&M. Okay, there's EDM playing in an H&M now, so let me go venture into EDM. Even if they already felt like I want to experience this, but I'm too scared because it's not the mainstream. And I kind of felt that way because like sometime maybe last year I wanted to go to raves, but then I was like, I don't know, like I don't know, you know what I mean?
It's a little
And to this point,
scary
I still
too when you
haven't.
know that not a lot of people, a lot of
Yeah.
people can be there. But yeah.
And I think also, I don't know, I didn't know what to expect at all from raves. So I was just scared to go because I've never been a person I've not really been to a lot of parties in my life, even though I feel like internally I fucking love parties. But it's just scary because the first time I went to a party this year, some guy almost tried to punch me in the face because he didn't like my cowboy hat.
Yeah, too drunk or something.
That's what I'm saying. I think the drunk people is what gets me, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you know, I want to do this while I'm young too.
Yeah. Um,
But
I wanted to ask you though about like how you got into music, and you told me a little bit, like you said that like over text you told me that like you'd always done music. But I'd like to hear more about like your journey with it.
yes, of course, and I am going to ask you.
Okay.
Um for me, I would say it goes like straight back to my childhood when I was a kid. Um First of all, I was obsessed with pop culture. I was obsessed with pop stars. I was obsessed with mainly like the the Disney Channel. And I feel like the Disney Channel in a weird way made me such a confident child and a child who believed like I could be a pop star one day. Like I could easily do that. These people on the Disney Channel, not even all that for real. But I feel like I was really confident about it and I would write songs and want to do all these things, but then it got to a certain point. I think when I was maybe 10, I low key, and this is not a trauma dump, and you don't have to feel bad, but I low key got molested by my
Oh
neighbor.
my God. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay, but it just
Yeah.
informs what happened to my passion for music because I was really, really passionate about music up until that happened. And it was almost like it got wiped from my mind. And I didn't even remember that I liked it, you know? Um, and I just like went through a long period where I hated myself and I didn't know why. And
Mhm.
then maybe when I was in my early 20s, it took that long when I met my partner. Um, it's like when I don't make music, I feel so heavy. And I didn't even realize that was the reason that I felt so heavy for so long because I was not allowing myself to have a creative outlet. And then my partner, I don't know how they realized, but one day they realized, like, wow, like you have crazy musical talent. Maybe it was over
Yeah.
a period of time of realizing. And then they helped me realize that again within myself. And that's when I started trying to interact with my inner child in my mind. And every time that this would happen, it would always be about music and performance. And I was like, fuck, I'm failing my inner child. So once I got to a point where I realized the only way for me to feel better and to honor myself as a child was to pursue it and not be so afraid of pursuing it because it never left me. I was just like I hated myself too much to even do it. It was really crazy. And then I went through a long period of just going through all my inspirations, especially musicians, and studying them and kind of understanding, you know, they also had fucked up lives. And that's not an excuse for me to give up or to not pursue it. It's actually my motivation to do so. And that, like, I had no other choice. There were so many instances where I would be avoiding it, like avoiding my destiny, I would like to say, and I swear to God, my life, the most fucked up things kept happening to me over and over and over and over again every time I wouldn't pursue it until, you know, I was kind of forced to. I was like, fuck, okay, I have to do this. That I have no choice. And I feel like music is really an outlet for me to not hate myself. So it just feels like it's like a compulsion. Even when I don't want to do it, I want to do it. And every time I
Mhm.
make a song, it's like a weight is lifted every single time. So I guess that's what got me into it is just I just always had that feeling and realizing that I should stop repressing it out of like self-hatred or fear or whatever.
That
Yep.
was so powerful. I'm like,
Thank you.
wow. Like,
and
but no, like,
not to,
that's
you know, uh-huh.
beautiful that you like were able to come back to it and find it again. Um, after not being able to do it for so long, and that is like helping you heal.
It definitely is, I feel, because it's so weird. It was almost like it's almost like trauma can paralyze you and make you forget who you are. For so long, I don't feel like we actually talk about how much of an impact it does have on your life, like any type of like it could be the smallest thing and it can keep your brain in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you can't prioritize your passions.
And then it's
But
work.
word. But now it's my turn to ask you. What got you into music?
Well, I think initially, so I do oil paintings, and I've done that for a long time. Like,
Ooh.
I think I started that when I was like 15, but I do it on and off, like, do it a lot for a few months and then not for like a year, you know? So, I
That's
was
how
doing
painting is.
that.
I feel you.
Huh?
I was just saying that's how painting is. I feel you. Especially oil painting. It takes so long for that shit to dry.
It does. So and it's
Yeah.
just a long process. So you end up like getting stuck kind of sometimes in the middle.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was doing that. I was doing that and I was getting really serious about it and I feel like I did. I made a lot of improvements on it. Like I worked on it like every day for a year. The oil painting, like learning like drawing and stuff. But then I got where I was like I need to do something else. Because this is all I do all the time is this and work. And so that was when I bought the laptop because I think, well, I guess I had already started making some beats on BandLab, like
Mm.
a little
I
bit
also
before then.
started on BandLab. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I didn't do it a lot because I felt like if I made something on there, like I felt like I couldn't really do anything with it. Was the
Mm.
problem. So I didn't like get myself to do it a whole lot. But I bought a laptop and um I guess I actually have like kind of similar experience to you where like it I had like a really bad nightmare one night. This was like a year ago. This was like when I was
Mm.
kind of first getting into it or like when I first got the laptop. I had a really bad nightmare one night, my PTSD, and it was like bothering me like all day real bad.
Hold
And
on. Hold on.
I
So we had to switch to where you're playing through the monitor, but it should be fine.
okay.
Can you still hear me? Because I'm kind of far now.
No, yeah, I can still hear you.
It cut off when you said that you had a bad nightmare.
Oh my God, the spirits cutting me off. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, but maybe I should tell you what the nightmare was.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it was like spiritual as well.
Mm.
And I mean, so should I? Or is that too much, you think?
No, that's good. We're spiritual as hell over here.
Okay. So I'm Chinook. But should I like, well, it all ties in together.
Mm.
So this is what the nightmare was. Um, I'm Chinook, right? I had this nightmare, and I'm also a human trafficking victim
Oh,
um when I was a child.
I'm so
So
sorry.
the nightmare was I was at the like water in Aberdeen. That's where I'm from, Aberdeen, Washington. I
Oh,
was at the water and I could see the river. Or I don't really know if it was Aberdeen or just somewhere like in that area. And all these bodies started coming up from the riverbank.
fuck.
But one of them at the very end, like right before I woke up, one of the like bodies that came up was my great grandma. I
Oh,
recognized her, and she's Chinook. Um, and then it was like 2 weeks later. I saw something on TikTok. It was like more bodies rose this year than any year previously
what the
from the
fuck?
rivers in the Pacific Northwest.
Where you're from?
Yeah, so it was kind of like I had this like nightmare, but it was like, and it was kind of like related to the trafficking because I witnessed a lot of stuff, and so like I have nightmares like that sometimes.
Hmm.
And they're like kind of things that I witnessed, and they'll be like mixed in with other things. Um, so yeah, I was having a really bad day that day, and I would listen to that song for 10 hours straight. And it's like the melody goes for like a minute or something, and then it's like a minute of drums, and then it like kind of repeats.
Hmm.
It's like a 6 minute long song. And I don't know, something about the song, I was like, this is like better than like if I didn't have the song, you know, like I'm processing things better. I don't know.
Ah, yes. Yes. I can relate to that so much actually. Like not being able to process things properly. until you're listening to music.
Oh yeah, and then to finish, because I forgot.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
And then I was like, I need to learn how to make stuff like this. And so I've been trying, but it's actually really hard. Like to make like good EDM is hard to make.
Mm.
So
Production is hard, period. That's why I look up to producers so much, because you guys are the real like technical geniuses. It's fucking hard as hell. All I have to do is come up with a melody and like lyrics. That's much easier.
it is a lot of stuff like but I read this book that helped a lot. But it's still like a lot of stuff to learn all the time.
Yeah. It's hard for me to even figure out how to create a track in an application like FL Studio. It's super
Yeah.
convoluted. Like just the way that it's how do I say? It's just fucking hard. It's confusing as hell. The amount of YouTube tutorials I've watched trying to produce my own stuff, like I'm so tired of watching YouTube tutorials.
I know.
But I feel like the way that both of us got into music was like very deeply spiritual and healing. I think that's the nature of music, that it is very
Oh
spiritual and
yeah.
healing. Because that whole nightmare being correlated with real life, excuse me when I'm saying this, but that almost seems like a divine intervention type of moment where it's like it's time for you to make music. Like this is your time to do that.
Yeah, I think it did help me a lot this last year because this last year has been really hard with my PTSD.
Mhm.
And like I get in where I like can't do anything for a long time
Yep.
because of it. But I feel like it helps a lot because I can usually I can get myself to do it like like I'll like get the laptop and get in bed and do it or like
Right.
so it's like at least something that I can like actually make myself do and like I like doing it and I feel like the sounds help too because you have to like
Mhm.
listen, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Um I feel I relate to this so much. Like I've also been through some crazy shit that left me with PTSD. And the nature of PTSD is you really, really do get frozen. You get frozen and you feel like you can't do anything. And it's like you can't fucking even brush your teeth. You can't even wash your face sometimes. You can't do simple things like feed yourself. Um, but when you have an outlet like music, it can really get you the fuck up. And that's why it's so important to me too. Because I felt for a long time like I was doing nothing for years because I was just stuck where the trauma left me, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
and it's hard. I feel like that's why everyone who has went through something like that needs a creative outlet. Like it's probably the most important thing. And actually, every time I suggest to someone who has been through some fucked up shit like that, you you need to find a creative outlet. It's usually, for instance, my little brother, he was talking about how journaling, I encouraged him to journal, but he was talking about how it didn't really help him all that much and that making music helped him process things easier. And I was like, okay,
Hmm.
so we're on the same page. Because you can journal all you want. Um, But if you're not connected to the fucking journaling, then what's the purpose if you can't actually be honest with your journal in the same way that you're honest with your music?
Yeah.
Mm.
The art I felt like it lets you um like express things that you can't say and like feel seen for things that you like can't say or don't want to say.
That's exactly it, because even when you do have lyrics in your music, the lyrics don't have to be super obvious about what you're talking about. It could be wrapped up in a million metaphors, and I think that's what helps me process better, because journaling seems so daunting when I have things that, you know, to write down feel like a stab in the gut. But making music, it's less direct, and it's almost more effective that way for people who have went through some fucked up shit.
Yeah, I guess you need both, right?
You definitely need both. I feel like the more that I ignore journaling is super important. It definitely has helped me. But I feel like when I'm journaling, I'm so fucking negative in my journal that I don't want to journal for so long. Dude. But yeah, I think that's beautiful that music can do that for us. But
should we ask anything of the audience?
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, audience. Actually, I do have a question for the audience. Okay. So usually I do these journal prompts in the podcast, or I give them a journal prompt because, as I said, journaling is right. Journaling is super hard for me, especially unguided when I don't have and also it's really hard to find good journaling prompts that aren't, I don't know if you ever get the ick when you read a journal prompt that is just kind of super pretentious and you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't want to write anything to this. But I guess the journal prompt for today is and this is going to be a simple one because I'm not going to make it too convoluted because I'm going to put too much pressure on myself here. The journal prompt is, do you currently have a creative outlet for your emotions? And if you do not have a creative outlet for your emotions, where do you usually find that your emotions are spent in your day-to-day life, if not for that creative outlet? And when you're responding to this journal prompt, I implore you to think, if I'm using my emotions throughout my day in a way that is destructive to other people or even destructive to myself, what is a creative outlet that I can process my emotions with more clearly in a way where I'm not hurting myself and others? And in order to find this answer, you just got to kind of look within yourself. And once again, as I said earlier in my story, for me, the easiest way to do that was to just figure out, what did I like to do or what did I admire in my childhood? And what do I admire now? Because that will tell you what you admired in your childhood. Anyone who you admire now actually is someone who you're probably seeing something of yourself within or, the potential of who you could be. You don't admire people for no reason. There's always a reason. It is that deep. So I think step one, before you even answer this prompt, is compile all the people who you have looked up to throughout your life, whether that be in your personal life, freaking famous people, fictional characters even, because that can be a really big one, is fictional characters. Because, they're written from human experience. So someone is writing them either based off of someone they know or themselves or who they want to be. It's all very interesting. Look into it. But I guess that's the question for the audience and the journal prompt. But I did want to ask you, is there anything or anyone who you have, or any idea, like ideologies, thought-provoking things that you have been preoccupied with recently? Like any recent obsession? What has it been?
How much money controls everything?
Yeah.
How much money controls literally every aspect of life?
Every single one, actually. Yeah.
Okay, this is what I've been thinking about. That, I wear like the gyaru and the decora, right? So the gyaru, like the purpose of gyaru is like to like dismantle social standards for the way that you're supposed to look.
Yes.
So the gyaru look is like the opposite of Japanese beauty standards.
Mm-hmm.
So It's supposed to be like to break the societal standard. But what is the real purpose of that, right? The real reason for this is because these women and men,
Mm.
and non-binaries, they
Mhm.
recognize that your self-expression is actually limited because of the way that others perceive you in society and because of society's standards. Like
Absolutely.
my ability to get food and to make money is very affected. It's very affected by the way that you look, and it
Mhm.
shouldn't be. And
Mhm.
those people recognize that. And I feel like that's come up in a lot of other aspects too, where I've just been like, oh, the real root of this issue is just money.
Yes. Yes. This is so true. And first of all, I really love Gyaru because it's probably my favorite J fashion style, and I pretty much like all of them, but Gyaru is so awesome because not only does it defy beauty standards, it just defies societal standards, especially for women in Japan, where, the societal standard is be meek, fit in, be delicate. And it completely
Mhm.
says, fuck you to that. We're going to be loud, we're going to be self expressive. And I think a lot of Gyaru in Japan and Gyaruro and fucking non binary Gyaru, um, they struggle to find regular jobs in regular society and they have to be like
That's what
Gyaru
I'm saying.
models or something.
That's what I'm saying. It affects your. I feel like the community recognizes that it affects your ability to actually like live a good life if you
Mm-hmm.
want to be self-expressive. You're like being punished, right? So it's
Yes.
like continue to do it as like a statement against that.
Yes, as an act of resistance. It's so important. And
And it is like I
Mhm.
think much more strict there than here. Like here, I could probably find a job. It would just be. But here's the thing: is when I really think about it, I'm like, no, though,
Mhm.
because they tell me like I would have to cover my tattoo, right? I'd have to, you know, wear a wig that's like brown hair.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to express myself. I would be agreeing to take money to not be
For
expressive, basically.
and to not be yourself for capital. Isn't that insane?
Right. And it's all fueled by that, right? By money, by like what makes money.
Right?
Because it's not the business's fault, right? They just know that like society doesn't accept um
Individuality.
self-expression in the way that I do it.
Yep. No, this is so real. And this is a big reason why I've been limited to, minimum wage jobs because I refuse to dumb myself down to fit in and to make people, to be a good face for the business. Fuck that. I don't want to do that. But what it's led to is, when you don't have money, you can't afford to take care of yourself. You can't afford to go to the doctor. You can't afford to go to the fucking dentist. And the dentist is a big one
Mhm.
that no one talks about. It's important to have oral health, but the majority of Americans are not afforded that privilege. um, and it's just like, I've worked these minimum wage jobs, barely making shit, but I can express myself, but I also can't take care of myself. So what the fuck am I doing? And that's when I realized, unfortunately, under capitalism, my only option is to be my own business, honestly.
Exactly.
So, like, because I prioritize being able to keep myself afloat instead of just full on being a revolutionary, I kind of have to play in the game. But at least at least in America, we have a certain opportunity to play the game without the looks because I'm from
Mm-hmm.
Egypt. And in Egypt,
Really?
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, dude. And in Egypt, if I showed up the way I am dressed today or any day, fuck. No fucking way. I could never get a job. People would spit
Right.
at me in the streets. It's like ridiculous. Um so you really have to like get in line, especially in uh, and this is still a thing in America. I mean, it's not easy to be your own business. The majority of people can't really do that. Like they've got to actually get stable jobs. They want to have a family. They want this and that, which is a thing that makes us important in society is like having a family and being able to provide for them. especially at a certain level. Like, I
Things
feel
that
like,
make money, you see, because having babies makes money for the
yes,
government.
it
That's
makes
what I'm
so
saying.
much
Like
money.
everything that is like what you're like supposed to do is really just what makes money
Yep,
for, and not even necessarily for you as like a poor person or a middle class person.
for the
It's most of the time
system.
it's you're making money for someone else.
Yep, yep.
Um, so
It's the wealth disparity in this country is some of the most insane wealth disparity I've ever seen. And my family is like from the biggest slum in Egypt. So I know poverty, thank God, not firsthand. I only used to visit, thank God, because I'm mixed race. So like I had the privilege of having an American passport my whole life. And that's a big one. But it's like what they don't understand is a lot of my cousins are like, I want to move to America. No, the fuck you don't. Because it's really not going to be a lot better here for being poor. You're probably going to be poor here too.
yeah,
And
I agree.
it's like, what is the American dream? I don't think it exists unless there are just too many factors in becoming rich in this country. There are way too many factors.
Yes.
And
And
mhm,
I have met kind of a lot of wealthy people over the last like 5 years.
mm,
And I think what I've discovered is there's really only two paths that seem to lead people to actually being wealthy.
mm,
Is it coming from like, if you're coming from a poor household, almost never.
right.
Almost never. um, it really is like set up where like all of the people who I met who are wealthy, their parents were also wealthy,
Yeah,
right? Or their parents were at least like upper middle class and like, set them on that path.
right.
But as a poor person, it's like straight luck or like you really worked for like 30 years
Yep,
to get there.
yep. No, this is so true because the a actually, my dad, who I am not in contact with anymore, and honestly was a bum my whole life, despite the fact that so he grew up in a slum, like, he never had shoes, they didn't even have furniture type shit, like, it was just crazy as fuck, but he did not wanna live that life, but he realized that the only way to escape that life is to, kind of lose himself to the point
Hmm.
where, everything is about status. And in order to gain that status, you have to perform a certain way to be accepted into these circles. And I feel like he let go of any individuality, he let go of any integrity he might have had because he just wanted to make sure that he didn't have to be in that situation that everyone around him had grown up in. So he secured a pretty good life for himself actually. But the problem is he's always concerned about how other people are perceiving him and he always is, performing for people every day of his life. And I it's like is the money worth that? Is the status and the money really worth that?
They make the money worth it. That's the thing. Is it's like you do need money. Is the
You
problem.
That's the whole problem. Yeah, it is the whole problem.
It's like, yes, like this is like exactly what I've been thinking about. Like how like it's all a trap. It all leads to this. It's like no matter which way you go, it's all leading to this.
Mhm.
It's like the consequences are so huge for not conforming to this specific path.
Right. That's very true. Cause I don't know. I just I think it's really how the system is set up and there's almost no escaping it. And at this point, it seems like even the younger generation, like us as Gen Z, are not willing to communicate with each other to a degree where we can even change things, you know? And it makes me
I think
worry,
so too.
right?
I
If
think that
mm,
our generation definitely voices wanting change, but I don't really trust that there will be change.
Me neither. I actually have been seeing a lot of posts on TikTok that it was like 2030 core. And then the images were like, people recycling and people like planting and people like being really kind to the earth, and then people collaborating with each other and community. And it just made me think, like, how are we going to actually get to this utopian point if none of us are willing to actually create community? We're all on our phones, we're all worried
Or
all the
stop the
time.
things that are happening now.
There are horrible atrocities happening all over the world, and the most that we do is repost something on TikTok or on our Instagram story. And while that helps spread awareness, when I make videos about this on TikTok, I see so many people being like, well, have you ever volunteered? Or it's hard to talk to people. Outside is scary. And it's like, if that's our perception, we're not going to really get anywhere in terms of notable change. What's going to happen if we're all boxed up in our houses with the illusion that making community is scary? Not for the most part. I feel like we're all so scared of social interaction is really hard, especially after COVID. I feel like everyone lost any social skill that they might have had. And also got really used to being in the house. Everyone's in the house, everyone's isolated. And you know, when you're isolated, you can make yourself believe anything at all. Your perception can be completely skewed by whatever you're seeing on your phone or on the news, right? And I think a lot of us take our perception that is an isolated perception, and we're like, yes, this is the truth of the world. But it's not necessarily the truth of the world.
Yeah.
Because when I do go outside...
Definitely, I 10 out of 10 recommend leaving your house and going out to your local things.
Yeah, there's so many local events too, just in your local community, like down the street, downtown. And I live in a really like random ass town in Georgia. So it's like not much happens here. But there is shit that happens. It's like they'll have like Veterans Day fucking market or something. They'll have nice shit.
Wait, so do you live in a small town?
It's I would say
I thought you lived in Atlanta. So
I say Atlanta for the hype of Atlanta. I feel like everyone in Georgia does that.
They're like close to there.
Yeah, okay. Like maybe about less than 20 minutes for sure.
After Rick.
Oh,
we live near. I don't know if you know where Rick Ross's mansion is, but we live really close to it. It's called Promised Land. And
that's very high.
Oh no. Is it your lash?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yes. Lashes are sensory hell for me, but I fucking love wearing them. And especially when I was doing gyaru more often, I want to go back, but it's like, fuck, lashes hurt so bad sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? Just poking you in the eye.
I feel like I'm used to them now because I wear them all the time. But when I first started wearing them, I definitely remember being overstimulated a lot.
Yeah, so much overstimulation. I feel like I can feel the glue on my eye all day. And it's so pokey, especially the like manga lashes, because they're so spiky.
Yeah.
But they fucking slay. I might go back.
This stuff, it gets if I do a lot of it, it gets overstimulating, but I feel like I'm getting kind of used to these now too. And all this stuff. The bracelets I'm definitely used to. I like these because they're like a fidget.
Yes. I feel like bracelets are the perfect stimming thing, especially because I don't know about you, but I'm autistic as hell. So I like having things to stimulate myself like that.
Yeah. I like to play with them.
Yes, it's very fun. I want to start wearing like tons of bracelets. But my issue is with overall like head jewelry, everything. I get so fucking overstimulated just wearing like outside clothes. It's like all I can wear is pajamas. Like
I feel you.
Fuck, release me. But yeah, I don't know. But self-expression is so important to me. So I'm like, God damn it, I don't want my autism to be the reason why I can't express myself and I have to live in pajamas and like only wear hoodies. And even hoodies are overstimulating. Jesus Christ, the way it pulls back on your neck. Oh, and it's so heavy.
Definitely do the same thing. I'll wear like nothing but like pajamas, house clothes for like 3 or 4 days, and that's when I don't post. But so I'm like, I need to I need to get dressed up because I like no, I won't want to post if
Right.
I'm not.
I'm the same way. I have to dress up to post, or else I feel like shit.
Yeah.
In general, it's weird because I get overstimulated, but at the same time, if I don't dress up, I feel like absolute shit. It completely destroys my self worth. I can't be comfortable. Even my pajamas. Like, I wish I had cooler pajamas so I can at least
Same.
feel like, oh, I'm somebody right now, Which is not a good thought process, but
We're working on it.
yes, we're working on it. We're working on it. I want to get to the point where I can look like totally disheveled and still feel and smelly and still feel good about myself.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I just smell like a hamburger and it makes me want to actually end my life. Oh, geez. But I don't know what that is. Do you think that that is something that is societally enforced on us to feel good about ourselves? Because I've heard from especially so many old people, they'll say, like, I dress up every day to feel good because otherwise, I don't, every day is an opportunity to feel good. And I'm like, why does it make us feel better? Is this like biological? What the fuck is it?
This is another thing. I think it is, yeah. It's like because like as like animals, we're like pack animals.
Mm.
So that, but also the money, right?
Yes, the
Because
money.
what's associated with not having nice clothes, or like
Oh my God.
not being dressed up and not smelling nice is not having money is what's associated with that.
So it really is all connected.
It really is. Like the more time goes on, the more I realize this, that like everything is centered around this.
It's like the more embellishments that you have on yourself, the more wealth you may, have.
Yeah, and that's what I realized about the beige fashion too.
Mhm.
Is it's not that they're trying to look like fashionable.
No.
It's that they're trying to look like they have money.
Yeah. Because the more eclectic you look, the more you're assumed to be poor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's actually sickening because if we look at history and human fashion throughout time, it's all been very eclectic and embellished. And especially in indigenous communities, like I'm sure you understand this. And even my indigenous community in Egypt, which a lot of people will say Egyptians aren't indigenous to Egypt, which I think is insane. But because we
Really?
were
I didn't know people say that.
people say that all the time, and it's like, where do you think we came from? I don't know where this thought process comes from, but we
That's
were
like when people tell me
mhm.
that, like this used to happen when I was in high school. People would tell me that Native people come from China.
Huh? From China?
Yeah, they think that we came from China, that we crossed or something like that.
What dumbass school? These dumbass kids.
Yeah, the kids, not the school, but the kids.
Jesus Christ. See, that's what
It
really
doesn't happen as much anymore.
that's good because it should not happen at all. I've been thinking about this a lot how especially with Native American community, people will be so adamant that during the ice bridge you guys crossed over from India and you guys crossed
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
yeah, yeah. That one guy, he said to me, this was when I was in school. He said to me, "There's no Native Americans. There's only Chinese immigrants."
What?
What?
Okay. Okay, Mr. 4chan. I think he was deep into like the
But by
forums.
that logic, I think then there's no Americans. There's only European immigrants. I don't know.
Like the thought process behind this is dumb because how could America have been completely uninhabited when the rest of the world was habited? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like
Right.
even the coldest corners of the world had people.
Yeah, I think I saw something that said they like confirmed that the natives in Montana had been there for like 30,000 years or something like that.
Wow. That's
And it
so
was like as
cool.
they'd been saying.
No, because that's definitely true. I don't know why. Out of every culture, it seems like people dismiss the experiences of Native Americans the most.
Oh yeah, definitely from like the a lot of the information was destroyed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the population.
Of
Um,
course, holy.
so I think there's just not really a lot of knowledge about it, is what it is.
And the knowledge that I didn't really like grow up in the American school system. I only did like maybe 3 years, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, so
What
but
is it like in Egypt?
oh God. So I
Sorry.
didn't primarily live in Egypt my entire life. I was kind of one of those kids who moved around a lot, but I did stay in the Middle East. And I would say the school systems in the Middle East are pretty advanced compared to America. Like, I struggled so much in
Really?
school. Yes. When I came to America,
We have so much propaganda.
too much, dude. When I came to this
Because I was
country,
not taught that.
I was expecting to fail all my classes like I did in the Middle East. And then I was like, this is literally some first grader easy mode shit. And no offense, but god damn, was it
No,
too
it is.
easy. To the point where I understood how it's genuinely, I think it's intentional to make the population uneducated.
Yeah, I don't know. They had me doing like the college level in
Hell
like the
yeah.
third grade. And so here's the thing, when I was that old, I thought that they were just telling me that and that it wasn't actually. I thought there must be like other stuff. But then I took this test for the college
Hmm.
and it was a lot of the same stuff.
So, another thing from what my partner told me about going to college here in America, because I dropped out really quick, so I don't really know that much, but what they told me was that the stuff they learned in high school was not that different from college, and they hyped up college so much to be
Yeah.
super hard, and it actually was super easy.
I didn't actually start. I'm still thinking about going. I just did the test.
Right. No, it's valid.
But um it didn't seem like it would be anything more just based on the test that I took for it was like a placement test.
Mm.
And they said I didn't have to take any readiness or nothing. So
Shit. Well,
yeah.
Fucking joke.
well, my partner just said college is a fucking joke.
Fucking joke. Like, basic math, these kids didn't know what the fuck it was. It was really
I
bad.
think that a lot of people graduate without even really knowing math.
No.
They graduate high
Me.
school.
Only one in my lecture room that knew what MLA was.
Jesus Christ. Dude, I am so bad at math. It's laughable. I don't know my times tables till now.
That's okay.
I don't know if it is though. Like, is it okay? Is this really bad? I remember I was working at the airport and I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do my times tables. So I was practicing I was a cashier at like a gift shop. I was practicing as I was checking people out, like in between customers. And this pilot for Delta is at my checkout line and he sees my times tables practice like on the desk. And he starts he goes, are you serious? You don't know your fucking times tables? What the fuck? And he's laughing at me. And I gave up on my times tables after that. I was like, damn. Okay.
That's crazy.
It really actually hurt my feelings. I was like, well, I'm trying. Like, I feel like people are quick to judge maybe people who are not as educated as them. It gives them like a strange sense of superiority to be more educated.
Well, I found out like it seems to depend a lot on what school you went to.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I had to teach my ex how to do math because he was like trying to get into the army and he couldn't pass the test.
Oh, yeah.
But when I was teaching him, I figured out that they didn't teach him like the same way that they taught me at my school. And the way that they were teaching him was like basically they were just telling him to like memorize everything.
Yep. That does not work.
Which is ineffective. Very ineffective
Yeah.
way of learning something.
Yeah, it depends on the area. Like, fortunately, my school was in like a pretty rich area. Even though we weren't rich, like I was just lucky to go to that school. And I feel like that definitely helped prep me to go to Georgia State, and then seeing how everybody that wasn't at that school, like their level of math and English or whatever, clearly shows that in different areas, like they do not learn anything.
Right.
I-
They don't teach them the same way
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So, and some things are just not effective
That's
for
what I
people to learn.
noticed though when I was seeing the school that my partner went to, the high school my partner went to, and I was comparing it to the American high school that I went to in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in like Tennessee. Dude, I was like shocked that they didn't realize how good of a school they went to until I kind of had this conversation with them. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Your school sucked. Your school might have sucked socially, but holy fucking shit. The things they were teaching were so advanced, and it was like kind of it is a privilege to be able to go to a school like that at the same time as it might suck, because all high schools suck ass. I mean, that's non-negotiable. But I was just like, damn, they were teaching you all that. I was still in geometry. I was put into a geometry class with freshmen when I was in my senior year.
Yeah.
And the shit they were teaching them was not at all the level even freshmen should be at. And it was a very uneducated, like fucking redneck ass county where there were maybe over 1,000 people, you know? And I noticed that a lot of them were, and I think this is also how a lot of people become conservative. You know what I mean? Because they grow up in like a tiny town.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right?
I'm from Aberdeen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're in Grays Harbor. The county is Grays Harbor. Grays Harbor is the only red county in Washington. Like the only like Republican county.
Right. Oh fuck.
And
what the fuck?
There's a lot of small towns. Like Aberdeen is like the bigger town, but it's still like small town. But we have a lot of those cities that are like 1,000 in the area.
Like a very small population too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why I think it's not like exclusive to southern states, because I think any small town is bound to be kind of small-minded, because first of all, the community is so close-knit and the level of education is not nearly as good as bigger counties and bigger towns. Like Jesus Christ. There's such a disparity in educational disparity, and it shows because my grandma on my white side never learned how to read. And she just had to work, because once again, it all comes down to money. You miss out on educational opportunities because you can't afford to miss out on work.
Right.
And
even there's a lot of kids who have to as well, like in high school.
Yeah, like for instance, my grandma started working. She had to drop out of the 4th grade to work on their farm.
That's really young.
That's so young, and she was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day at 5 years old. Like, that should not be any child's reality.
Yeah.
And what is that in the name of making money and being able to survive, and the fact that money is directly linked to survival?
Exactly. It's directly linked. Like, you can't avoid it.
No, you can't avoid it. It's got to be kind of central to all of our lives.
And the people who do, like, this is the other thing, is that, like, in order to even get to a point where you could maybe start avoiding it, like the people who do like the homesteading, you have to first have money first.
Yes.
That's the issue.
So this is what happened when I was looking into van life. I really wanted to do van life because I was like, I like to travel. I want to see the whole country. Like, I want to do this. But I didn't realize that the price of van life is sometimes more than just buying a fucking house.
Yeah, you have to like have a way to support yourself on the road, and like the vehicle payment, you know, all of the places where you stay.
Yup.
like to hook it up or whatever.
And the fact that even campsites in national parks, you have to pay for a plot?
You have to pay for the plot. Yeah.
Like, why are they putting a price on this land that is supposedly ours and our tax dollars go to things like funding national parks, but not enough tax dollars even go to funding national parks? But we can't stay in a national park for free? You know? I think it's gotten to the point where we can't even experience nature for free. Everything has a price. And whether that's even the gas to get there, that's still like a huge price for a lot of people because we don't live in a walkable country by any means.
Yeah.
That's
You
why
have to have a car, because if you don't have a car, you can't do anything.
you can't do anything. And
and then you starve. That's the problem, is that it leads to then you starve.
that's a thing. Like, for instance, in Tennessee, we had to drive 30 minutes to get to the closest grocery store.
Yeah. Like, it would be okay, like if I couldn't go anywhere because I didn't have a car. But it's like, but actually it's not. I actually do have to.
Yes, because what if
I
you
actually
want to
do have to participate.
You have to participate. There's literally no way around it. And then they make the participation such an annoying process. It's like they're creating traffic just to ruin your day because it's really traffic's not even necessary. But I think it somehow makes money. That must be the reason why it happens. Like, one person can fuck up traffic, but is it one person, or are they purposely not fixing the stoplights? You know, are they purposely pulling people over to create a blockade?
Yeah.
And then the fact that cops have a quota that they have to fulfill of
right.
pulling people over and arrests?
Right.
Like, what kind of civic duty is this?
Cops need an incentive anyway. Like, anyone who's getting into that line of work is, most of the time, they're like, they want to do the job, you know? They're getting into that line of work. They don't need incentives.
They don't need an incentive. And another thing, the main thing that is an incentive to be a cop is being able to have power over people.
Right.
Because I've never met a cop who hasn't had a power trip.
Right.
And it's really scary because these people are appointed these positions under the guise of, well, they're civic servants. You know, they're here to provide this service for the people. But then they indulge in this power trip where they're like, I can take your life if I really wanted to.
Right. And that's like, oh, okay. You know, like, we don't need to be like giving them like more power. You know what I mean?
No, they should be actually, I don't even advocate for people humbling themselves, but one group of people that need to humble themselves are definitely cops. And actually most people in positions of power, even teachers, they overassume how much power they actually have, and they end up treating children like shit and taking out their problems.
And how you treat the children shapes our whole future.
Yes, it does. It's a direct link. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you think we should say bye, or I don't know?
Yeah, of course. Well, okay. We're going to end off the podcast. Well, thank you, first of all, for being my very first guest. I really appreciated our conversation. I think you brought up a lot of points that I wanted to talk about anyway, so thank you.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, dude. But that was really nice. I hope I see you again on the podcast, or we can make more music, bringing it back to listen to our new song, Collaboration. It's called Fantasy, not Collaboration. And it's going to be on all of the streaming services attached to the name t3chn0k1tty, featuring MOMOPILL. Listen now.
Oh, yeah.
Or die.
I'm actually really proud of it. I worked really hard on it, and so did Momo. So I hope everyone will give it a listen. And thank you so much for having me on the podcast. This was so fun. I've never done anything like this before, so this was like a great first experience, and I'd love to do it again sometime.
Hell yeah. I'm glad that it was a good experience for you because honestly, when I was starting out, I was like, I really hope that this is not like too strange of an experience because I've never really interviewed someone. But then I ended up, oh, I really like this. This is really fun, actually. So thank you.
Yeah, I was definitely nervous too, but I think it went great. Like we definitely we kept the conversation going. That was what I was worried about. It would be awkward.
Me too. I was like, are we going to have moments where we're just stumped and don't know what the hell to say to each other? But
no, I
no,
think it was
this was
great.
great.
Right? It flowed great.
Yes, it did. Well,
Okay.
well, thank you. And I will be ending off the podcast now, everyone. Thank you for watching again. It means the world to me. And make sure to tune in next Sunday for the next episode of Yapology 101. Don't forget to do the journal prompt and have a good whatever time it is for you right now. Goodbye.